Hey there, modern-day warriors of wisdom. You've just discovered something truly valuable, and trust me, it's not another trending dance or internet challenge. If you've ever caught yourself endlessly scrolling through your phone, feeling overwhelmed by life, just constant demands, wishing you could just stop caring so much about every single thing that happens, or simply wanting to find some peace in this crazy world, then you've come to exactly the right spot. Here is something amazing. Way back in ancient times, long before we had smartphones, social media, or even coffee shops on every corner, there were these incredibly wise people called Stoics. These ancient thinkers figured out some life-changing secrets about how to stop letting every little thing bother us so much. Pretty wild, right? The same ideas that helped people thousands of years ago can actually help us deal with our modern problems like work stress, relationship drama, and information overload. In just a few minutes, we're about to learn 10 incredibly powerful Stoic ideas that are simple to understand but can completely change how you experience life. These concepts are so refreshing and practical, they might just be exactly what you need to handle all the craziness of living in the 2000s. And hey, get ready to explore the fascinating world of Stoic philosophy, where ancient wisdom meets modern living, and where you'll master the skill of staying cool under pressure and moving forward no matter what life throws at you. But before we dive in, if you into self-growth, mindset, and building real inner strength, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Let's grow together. Ready to jump in? Let's go. Principle 1. Focus on what you can control. Let go of what you can. Here, it's a scenario we've all been in. It's a dreary Tuesday morning, and you've just made yourself the most perfect cup of coffee. You're looking forward to that first amazing sip when suddenly your cat jumps up and knocks the whole thing over, spilling it everywhere. Your old reaction might have been to get really angry, curse at your pet, or even feel like the whole world was working against you from the moment you woke up. But here is some brilliant wisdom from Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers. We suffer more in our minds than we do in real life. Think about that for a second. Stuff happens every single day. Coffee gets spilled. Pets act like pets. Plans fall through. But here is the key insight. The one thing we always have power over is how we choose to respond to these situations. Instead of letting our thoughts spiral into negativity and ruin our entire day, we can decide to chuckle about it and simply make another cup. Life is going to keep throwing unexpected challenges our way. But our response to those challenges? That's completely up to us. So next time your internet crashes right in the middle of an important video call, or your food delivery arrives stone cold, remember to pause and breathe deeply. It is not actually the cold food that upsets us, but rather how we choose to think about and react to getting cold food. Principle 2. Live fully in this moment. The great Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius once wrote something profound. Don't let thoughts about the future worry you, because you will handle whatever comes when you get there, as long as you focus on making the most of right now. We're living in an age where our phones are constantly buzzing with alerts, our minds are racing at lightning speed, and we're always thinking about what is coming next. But what are we missing while we're so distracted? We're missing out on actually living our lives. Think about all those times you went for a walk in a beautiful park, but your mind was completely occupied with tomorrow, just work deadlines. Or remember those family meals where you were physically present but mentally stuck thinking about mistakes you made last week or last year. The Stoic philosophers understood something crucial. This moment, right here and right now, is actually a precious gift. So why waste it by worrying about things that already happened or might happen someday? True presence, ISN, it's just about paying attention to what is happening around you. It's about fully experiencing your life as it unfolds, really tasting your food, genuinely listening when your friends are talking, and actually feeling the breeze when it touches your skin. Release yourself from yesterday, mistakes, and stop anxiously planning for tomorrow, problems. When you look at the big picture of your entire life, it's actually all the small, everyday moments woven together that create genuine happiness and fulfillment. Principle 3. Welcome change as life. Its natural way. Have you ever watched how smoothly the seasons transition from one to another? Winter, as ice and snow naturally melt away to make room for spring, as fresh flowers and new growth. But when we're dealing with major changes in our own lives, whether it's starting a new job, ending a relationship, or moving to a different city, we often fight against these transitions with everything we have. Epictetus, another brilliant Stoic thinker, taught us this essential truth. What matters, isn't what happens to you, but how you choose to handle what happens to you. Life is constantly moving and changing, flowing like a mighty river that never stops. When we try to fight against that natural flow, we exhaust ourselves completely. But when we learn to move with it, that is when we discover real freedom. Change is simply how life works. Just like the great city of Rome took many years to build piece by piece, you are also a work of art that is still being created. Every change you experience, every unexpected turn your life takes, adds another unique and valuable element to who you are becoming. So the next time life takes you down a path you weren't expecting, try to remember that it is all part of your personal story unfolding exactly as it should. Principle 4. Stop depending on other people. Disapproval in our current world, where every social media like, share, and comment can affect how we feel about ourselves, we have become completely addicted to getting approval from others. But think about this insight from Epictetus. People aren't troubled so much by real problems as they are by their worried thoughts about those problems. Isn't it crazy that we let tiny symbols on our phone screens control whether we feel good or bad about ourselves? Stoic philosophy teaches us to find our sense of worth from inside ourselves, not from other people, just reactions. Your value as a person shouldn't be measured by how popular you are online, but by your personal principles, the actions you take, and the kind of character you build over time. The next time one of your posts doesn't get as many likes as you hoped, or someone leaves a mean comment on something you shared, remember this. Your worth isn't something other people get to vote on. You are the only person who gets to judge your own value. Principle 5. Understand life. As natural patterns, everything in life moves in cycles and patterns. Day turns to night, which turns back to day. Seasons come and go in their endless rhythm. Good times are followed by challenging times, which are then followed by good times again. This is simply how life works, and the Stoics understood this deeply. When we lose something important to us, it really hurts. It doesn't matter if we talking about your favorite sweatshirt that they had for years, a precious memory that is starting to slip away from you, or someone you care about deeply who is no longer part of your life. All of these losses cause us real pain and sadness. But the great Roman emperor and philosopher Marcus Aurelius taught us something that can help us understand loss in a completely different way. He explained that losing something isn't really loss at all. It is simply another form of change happening in our lives. And change, he pointed out, is something that nature absolutely loves and needs to keep everything alive and growing. When you look at the enormous, complex system of life that surrounds us everywhere, you can see that absolutely everything operates according to its own timing and seasons. Think about how trees work. They let go of all their leaves when fall arrives, allowing those leaves to drop to the ground. But then, when spring comes around again, those same trees grow brand new leaves that are fresh and green and full of life. Our human lives work in exactly the same way, constantly presenting us with endings and new beginnings, and every single one of these experiences teaches us something valuable and helps shape us into the people we were meant to become. Instead of desperately trying to hold on to things that are already gone or changing, Stoic philosophy invites us to understand and even appreciate the fact that nothing in life stays exactly the same forever. This ancient wisdom is really calling us to live our lives as fully as possible, to love the people in our lives with complete openness and depth, and to learn how to let go with grace and dignity when the time comes for something to end. When you think about it, every beautiful sunset that brings one day to a close is simply making space for a brand new sunrise to begin the next day. Principle 6. Discover your strength through life. Its toughest moments. Is there anyone alive who hasn't had to face really difficult challenges? Maybe you dealing with a boss at work who makes every single day miserable and stressful. Perhaps you struggling with an endless mountain of bills that keeps getting higher no matter how hard you try to pay them down. Or maybe you constantly frustrated with public transportation that never runs on time and always makes you late for important appointments. When we in the middle of these tough situations, it's so incredibly easy to complain about our circumstances and wish that life would just be a little bit easier and kinder to us. We might find ourselves asking, why does everything have to be so hard? Or why can't things just go smoothly for once? But Seneca, one of the most brilliant Stoic philosophers who ever lived, once made a statement that can completely transform how we think about difficult times in our lives. He said, "Difficult situations and challenges strengthen our minds in exactly the same way that physical exercise and hard work strengthen our bodies." When you really think about this idea, you can start to see life, its challenges, as if they were personal training sessions designed specifically for your soul and character. When obstacles and problems show up in your path, instead of immediately asking yourself, "Why is this terrible thing happening to me?" try shifting your perspective and asking, "What important lesson is this situation trying to teach me?" Every single difficult experience you go through, every challenge you face, and every setback you encounter contains within it a valuable lesson and a real opportunity to grow into a stronger, wiser, more capable person. The difference between people who grow from their challenges and people who get stuck in them really comes down to how they choose to look at and think about their difficult situations. If the ancient Stoic philosophers were living in our modern world today, dealing with traffic jams and internet outages and all the stresses of contemporary life, they would probably look at every challenge that came their way and confidently say, "Bring it on. We're ready for whatever they got." Principle 7. Build real wealth that comes from within. We're living in an era where social media is filled with glamorous photos showing off expensive cars, designer clothes, luxurious vacations, and all kinds of fancy possessions. In this environment, it becomes incredibly easy to fall into the trap of thinking that happiness and success come from owning more things and having more money than other people. But Seneca understood something much deeper and more meaningful about what it means to be truly wealthy when he made this profound observation. The person who feels like they don't have enough ISN, to actually the person who owns very few possessions. The real poor person is the one who always wants more and more, no matter how much they already have. Genuine wealth, the kind that actually makes you happy and fulfilled, has absolutely nothing to do with owning the latest smartphone, wearing clothes with famous brand names, or having a garage full of expensive gadgets. True richness comes from feeling genuinely satisfied and content with what you already have in your life, from collecting meaningful experiences that matter to you, and from building up a treasure chest full of wonderful memories that no one can ever take away from you. The Stoic philosophers want us to understand that while it is perfectly fine and normal to enjoy nice things when we can afford them, we should never allow those material possessions to control our lives, determine our happiness, or become the master of our emotions. When everything is said and done, when we look back on our lives from the perspective of old age, what really matters are the experiences they had, the relationships they built, and the positive impact they made on other people, not the pile of stuff they managed to collect and accumulate over the years. Principle 8. Learn to work with life instead of fighting against it now. I want to be very clear that I'm not suggesting you should just give up on your goals and dreams and passively accept everything that happens without trying to make things better for yourself and the people you care about. That is not what Stoic philosophy teaches at all. But Epictetus, another incredibly wise Stoic thinker, shared this life-changing insight that can help us understand how to approach the things that happen to us. Don't demand that things happen exactly the way you want them to happen and according to your personal timeline. Instead, learn to want things to happen the way they actually do happen in reality. Life, with all its complicated twists and turns and unexpected developments, is really a complex mixture of our own efforts, plans, and hard work combined with forces and circumstances that are completely beyond our control. Sometimes, even when we do absolutely everything right, make all the smartest decisions we can possibly make, and put in tremendous effort, things still don't turn out the way we hoped they would. But instead of getting completely discouraged, bitter, and upset about what didn't go according to our carefully planned expectations, Stoic philosophy encourages us to accept and learn to work constructively with whatever situation we actually find ourselves in. When you think about it, the most interesting, compelling, and meaningful life stories that we hear often come from the most surprising and unexpected plot twists that nobody saw coming. Principle 9. Make a real difference in other people. This lives we reliving in a world that is absolutely overflowing with opportunities to help others and make a positive impact on the people around us. As Seneca wisely reminded us with these beautiful words, we are all bound together and connected to each other in one big partnership of humanity. Stoic philosophy is to just about improving yourself, finding inner peace, and becoming a better person for your own benefit. It is also about lifting up your entire community and helping make the world a better, kinder, more supportive place for everyone to live in. When you take the time and effort to help another person, you not only making their life better and easier, but you also adding real meaning, purpose, and fulfillment to your own life in the process. Whether you helping out a neighbor who needs assistance with something they can to handle on their own, volunteering your time and energy for a cause that you care deeply about, or simply being there to listen with patience and compassion when a friend is going through a really tough time, every single act of kindness and generosity creates positive ripples that spread out into the world and touch more lives than you might ever realize. It is important to remember that life isn't just about succeeding and thriving on your own as an individual, but about helping other people succeed and grow and flourish alongside you on this incredible journey that we all sharing together. Principle 10. Make time to think, review, and adjust your direction. Our busy, fast-paced, always connected modern world doesn't give us very many opportunities to slow down, step back, and really think deeply about our lives and the choices we're making. We're constantly rushing from one task to the next, checking our phones, responding to messages, and trying to keep up with all the demands and expectations that surround us every day. But Marcus Aurelius understood something absolutely crucial about the importance of reflection when he wrote these powerful words. How happy and fulfilling your life becomes depends entirely on the quality of your thoughts and how you choose to think about your experiences. Taking time on a regular basis to reflect on your life, your choices, your relationships, and your goals is like looking in a mirror that shows you the true state of your soul and character. When you pause to really think about your recent experiences, you can start to recognize your own patterns of behavior, identify areas where you might want to make changes, adjust your path when necessary, and gain fresh, clear perspectives on the situations you're dealing with. Think of this regular reflection time as doing an important software update for your life, checking what is working well, identifying what needs improvement, and making sure you're still heading in the direction you actually want to go. Take some time to think carefully about the actions you've taken recently. Learn valuable lessons from the mistakes they made along the way, and don't forget to celebrate and acknowledge the small victories and progress they achieved, even if they seem minor. When you truly understand yourself, your motivations, your patterns, your strengths, and your areas for growth, you recreating a clear pathway toward genuine happiness, inner peace, and a life that feels meaningful and satisfying. These 10 powerful principles that they explored together aren't about becoming cold, emotionless, or disconnected from the world around you. They're not about giving up on your dreams or stopping yourself from caring about the people and things that matter to you. Instead, they're about building real inner strength and resilience that can carry you through any storm, learning to fully embrace and appreciate the present moment instead of always worrying about the past or future, and creating a life that has genuine purpose, depth, and meaning. Well, my wonderful friends and fellow seekers of wisdom, as we come to the end of this incredible journey through the ancient teachings of Stoic philosophy, I find myself amazed at how perfectly these timeless ideas fit into our crazy, hectic, technology-filled modern lives. It really just goes to show you that some truths about human nature and how to live well are truly timeless and will always be relevant and helpful, no matter what era we happen to be living in or what specific challenges we're facing. Life truly is an incredible, amazing journey that is filled with both significant challenges that test our strength and character, and wonderful, surprising moments of joy and beauty that take our breath away. But when you have the right mindset, the right tools for thinking about your experiences, and you add a healthy, generous dose of Stoic wisdom to the mix, this journey can become quite the remarkable and fulfilling adventure. So here is to all of us mastering the essential life skill of letting go of the things we can to control while taking full responsibility for the things we can control, and learning to live our lives with real purpose, intention, and genuine enthusiasm for whatever comes our way. Until we have the chance to meet again in our next digital gathering and learning session, I encourage you to keep that bright fire of curiosity burning strong inside your heart and mind, and keep the spirit of Stoic philosophy alive and active in your daily life through both the good times and the challenging ones. Take care of yourselves, be kind to others, and remember that you have everything you need inside you to handle whatever life brings your way. Pick one principle from today's video and commit to practicing it for the next 7 days. Comment which one you chose and why. If you found this video useful, please like it and subscribe to the channel. There are more videos on this channel that will help you become a better version of yourself.